Our big story this morning, Election Day results are in across the Triad. In High Point, incumbent Jay Wagner won re-election for mayor over challenger Guilford County Commissioner Covina Foster.
Well, this morning, Mayor Wagner is here with us in studio. You've seen a lot of growth in High Point as your first term as mayor. The baseball stadium was huge. And then, of course, we have the furniture market, all these new shops, High Point University. How do you continue that success moving forward?
I think we've gotten there because we have a great team and because we have, for the first time, the whole city really working together, all pulling in the same direction. So my hope is to just continue that effort, continue to inspire people to pursue a vision for High Point, and hopefully to get our business community, the university, and everybody on board, and just continue pushing ahead.
A lot of good things happening in High Point. At the same time, crime is perhaps one of the most hot button issues. In October, some viewers on Facebook were comparing High Point to a little Chicago in terms of the prevalence of crime. There were at least 16 murders at that point. I know it's part of your campaign platform going forward to work with local law enforcement, but how specifically are you going to do that to get a handle on this?
You know, one of the things that we're looking at, Councilman Chris Williams and I developed a plan to help our mentoring and youth sports organizations in High Point to work together. We're really trying to duplicate the model that was created by the Greater High Point Food Alliance and by High Point Community Against Violence, to be able to get those groups to work together and maximize their efficiency and be able to reach more kids. So we're trying to keep kids from being susceptible to gang recruitment, and we really feel like that can make a dent.
Yeah, starting with the community to solve its own issues.
Absolutely.
Well, speaking of the community passed 3 bonds last night. Let's talk about the affordable housing bonds, the Parks and Rec bond, and then there was even improvements for sidewalks and safety. Talk about those and how you're going to do it without raising taxes.
Well, they're all very needed projects. These are things that the city of High Point was going to have to do regardless of whether the bonds pass. The bonds are really the best way to pay for them over time. And what we do is we keep track of our capacity to borrow money. And so right now, as things stand, we have enough of debt capacity to be able to borrow that money and be able to pay that money back without having to raise taxes. So I think it's good for the taxpayers overall. We're getting a lot of very necessary projects out of the way, redoing High Point City Lake Park, building a new senior center, some great road projects, and then replacing Daniel Brooks housing, which is our oldest housing project, built in 1942. So we're very excited about what's coming.
So that's not to say in the future taxes couldn't increase, just not right now.
Yeah, theoretically it could happen, but as we see things right now, we have enough capacity to be able to pay those off without having to raise anyone's property taxes.
Your challenger, Commissioner Covina Foster, ran an admirable race. She got a respectable percentage of the vote last night. Have you spoken with her, and do you have plans to work with her in the future?
I haven't had a chance to speak with her yet. There's a couple of meetings I have scheduled today where typically we're there at the same time. I plan to speak with her, and Covina is a very good friend of mine. We work together. I was the Y board chair in High Point. She runs one of the Y branches, so Covina and I go way back, and I think we've done a very good job of working together so far, and I really look forward to continuing to do that. Covina and I are good.
Yeah. Well, teamwork makes the dream work. So
Absolutely.
keep doing what you're doing in High Point, and we appreciate you joining us on the Good Morning Show.
Thank you for having me this morning.
Congratulations.
Absolutely. Of course, you can find all the latest breakdowns on election night on our website, WFMYnews2.com.